Shalom, Kol Aloyim, Wakabah, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great Muslim who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And, I'm quoting Psalm 64 and 8, because we're in that time where, the truth that have been without fruit is now being declared. And it's a shame that even our enemy even have to, say the obvious. Jake won't believe it, from the prophets, from the men that serve the Lord and is trying to, who the Lord rose up to wake you up, to your nationality, your heritage, and to come back to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. So, they rather take it from the enemy. The oppressor has to confirm and verify, what brothers are saying. So in this clip right here, you have this Amalekite rabbi. He pretty much, makes it plain and clear that you have a heavy concentration of Israelites that know that they're Israelites all throughout Africa. All right. And, that's where a bulk of the slaves came from when we were brought, from Western Africa over here to the Americas. And, that's how we know that we're the children of Israel, because of the curse that we will be brought to one side of the earth to the other. All right. And we were conquered, colonized. We speak many different languages, but you still have Israelites that wasn't a part of that remained in Africa, that still kept, their the traditions. All right. And even these small hats, doing the research and, pointing out, some of the traditions that are kept in Africa are very similar to theirs in practice. So they see the parallels and understand that they got to be the people of the Bible. But we know that those small hats are just converts. All right, and there's all type of information on that, and we can even get into it according to the prophecies. Right, going back to the time of John Hyrcanus of the Hasmonean dynasty. So you had a history of Edomites converting. So, just because they can claim our heritage doesn't mean that doesn't literally make them part of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so on and so forth. All right, but anyway, let's hear it from this rabbi right here, this so-called rabbi. All right, and then we'll get some scriptures and even information, because it's a spirit that a few weeks ago you even had Apostle Tahar. He had did a live going into how the Bantu people are Israelites, and you had a woman that was actually going into some of the Bantu words that are actually Hebrew. Okay, and I'm gonna show proof of that as well. But let's listen to this video.
Community in Africa, friends of.
Let me start from the beginning.
Huge community in Africa, friends of mine that I'm in touch with them, that they know in tradition that they are Hebrews, that they are from child of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. They know it for sure. You have communities that are running services and prayers by the halakha, keeping Shabbat and eating kosher. They know their roots. Like, you can't argue with them. They're stronger than you. They will tell you who they are. They don't ask you even. They're claiming to be Jewish, to be Israelis. And they have the Bible, and it's...
Yeah, but they're not Jewish. Neither are they Israeli. No, they're the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. All right, y'all came up with those terms, Jewish and Israeli. All right, that's not what we are. That's what y'all can claim that. All right.
It's all written over there, and they don't have no problems in life. Except of that we're not able to accept them, to recognize the godliness of the holy tribe.
And also, I guarantee you, because it was, I did a lesson on it. Apostle Tahar did a lesson on it. Um, it was this past week. How they're the biggest haters in all the earth. You had a woman. I think she was a Benjamite, but she came to New York from the Caribbean, and she found out that one of her grandmothers, was one of them, and so she wanted to go see about it and went in, tried to go into one of their synagogues, and they basically ran her out, was spitting on her, and told her to get out of there. So they really didn't acknowledge her. So if a lot more Jake, came around and was like, hey, we're those people too. They're not gonna embrace you. They're not gonna bring you in. All right. They're not gonna you know, follow that law where if the stranger comes in, you're not supposed to vex them or oppress them. You know, let favor be shown unto the wicked, yet in the land of uprightness will he not learn righteousness. You know, I went into that how Amalek was our biggest rival, but even amongst them, they can't hold back. Their tongue is falling upon themselves. They're admitting in these last days who we are. You know, so let's finish this out, and then we'll get some scriptures on it.
That is treasured inside their souls. And you have the problem not recognizing your own brother and not understanding that there's a way to let him back in. Because we have today all the power to do that. We have all the sources, we have the land, we have everything we need. Except of the key to our hearts that is still missing.
And that's not going to happen. We're not going to come together with y'all. Okay? You come from Esau, I Dumia, I Adawam. All right? And you know, the Lord separated us, from birth. Yeah, we come from out of the same womb, but the Lord said there will be two manner of people that shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall serve the other. The elder shall serve the younger, one people shall be stronger than the other. All right. So hey, you're gonna actually serve us. You're not gonna let us into nothing, man. The Lord's gonna wait. Not only is He waking us up and setting us in order, but He also, after He does that, He's gonna, give us that power. He's gonna uh basically we're gonna be I'm trying to think of the term, but basically when Yahushua comes and liberated us out of these, lands where we were driven at, and bring us out of this captivity, we're gonna subdue the world, and you're gonna fall up under us. All right, and then you're gonna realize that everywhere that we came from, you're gonna realize that we're the blessed seed amongst all nations. Isaiah was it 61? Isaiah 61 in verse 9, it says, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. All right, and we were scattered all over the world. And a lot of us fled into Africa. We always go into that history of how a lot of Jakes fled after the besieging of Jerusalem, and we fled into the interiors of Africa. We migrated, over the course of over 1,000 years. All right, the Lord told us to flee into the mountains. When Jerusalem will be compassed with armies. Let me get that. And that basically at that time, our land would be filled with the heathens. Yeah, Luke 21:20 says, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh, and let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all these things are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and this is all reference into what would happen in 66 to 70 AD. All right, decades after the Lord, prophesied these things. It says, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. And it's getting ready to happen again. We coming into the days of trouble. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. It was a big slaughter. The Romans versus the Zealots, and then they were just killing, whoever they can find over with the Sakari and them Zealots started. All right, and they, surrounded us, had us surrounded, you know, besieged it and caused the famine. Jake was starving, dying off. It was bloody, man. Read up on his history. But this is what, caused a lot of our people to to flee, and a lot of them fled down into the interiors of Africa. All right, this event, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And then when you read Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, it was prophesied that the land would become a possession of the residue of the heathen and all Idumea. They took it for a possession and took it for a prey, and that's why now we're in the last days where, the Lord finally put his breath back into us where we were scattered, and now we're standing upon our feet, and now we're remembering ourselves in the land of our captivity, as it says in Baruch, the second chapter, all right, roughly around the 30th verse on down. So now we're coming into that time, and we're remembering ourselves, calling upon the name. Matter of fact, let's go to it. These nations, did a lot to keep this hidden from us because because they were all conspiring together, pursuing the Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. But the Lord, he brought us back to remembrance. So this is the Lord's program. There's nothing that you heathens can do. Shalaki, I meant to go to Baruch. Yeah, this is Baruch 2. Yeah, in verse 30, it says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it's a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. All right. And we're calling everything to remember. That's why we go into these scriptures and, reminding our people of who they are. That's why over the past, decade or so, a lot of Jake been waking up. You know, everybody's talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Matter of fact, I was just watching last night. There's that channel called All Deaf, where these comedians, they in like a classroom setting, and they just basically are just clowning each other, just hurling jokes and laughing. Jake is funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I watch that from time to time. Jake is funny, but in the last episode, they start hurling jokes towards an individual because he had that ancient look. He got the big beard. He had a wrap around his head, like almost looking like he had a mitre on his head or something. So they was having jokes about him, and they was basically mocking the Israelites, you know, which the Lord, he doesn't like. He don't take too kindly to mockery of the prophets. But I laughed. I just laughed it off like Jake silly, you know. But basically being a Hebrew, that's the talk amongst our people and even around the world. And that's the Lord, doing that, man, because the sound and went through all the earth. All right. Verily, their sound went through all the earth, man. Everybody is hearing this word being brought out. So we're in that time, and Israel is going to be gathered by the word being preached. Let's go to the fourth chapter, Luke 4. Where is it at? Yeah, Baruch 4 and 36. It says, "O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons, whom thou sentest away, they come gathered together from the east to the west, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the power." Yeah, I think it says it in the next chapter as well. Baruch 5 and 5, it says, "Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about toward the east, and behold, thy children gathered from the west unto the east, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the power." So we're going to be coming from all over, man. So we always acknowledge that our people are scattered, people scattered all over the world, and they even look like the other nations. They're going to look, a lot of the ones in Africa, they look like, some of them even look like Ham. So you would think that they're Hamites based on just their appearance and even how they speak. But they line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Sometimes I even, got to catch myself. And I was breaking when I was going into what was going on over there in the Congo. I was looking at the footage and I was like, they might be Hamites, but I'm not sure. But brothers came on and corrected me like, no, it's Israelites over there, and I knew that. There's Israelites all over, all throughout the Congo and in South Africa. All right. As a matter of fact, um, there's actually a town in the Congo called Congolo, and when you actually break that word down, that's actually a Hebrew word, Congolo. Let me type that in, Congolo. Congolo is a town in Tanganyika province in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay. Now, when you actually break it down, Congolo, even though it's of a different language, it actually is a Hebrew. It goes back to Hebrew. Because when you actually break it down, break down the etymology, Con and Golo, you got the prefix and you have the suffix. The prefix is Con, but it's not Con as in yes. It's the word is actually Kawan. Now, real quick, let's go to um was it let me see, H4349. I think that's the word. That's the in the Strongs. Okay, so it's Maka1, right? And Maka1, which goes back to Kawan, it means basically fixed, established place, foundation, fixed place. Down here it says generally a place, especially as an abode, foundation, habitation, dwelling, settled. Okay, so Khan or Kawan, it basically means to be settled in, or basically fixed in, settled in, placed in. Now the word Golo, you go to the word exile, because that's basically what it means, exile. Go there real quick. Is for 2 Samuel 15 and 19. And let's go to the word exile. And what do you see? Gala, Gala. And it means to uncover, remove, depart, to go into exile. And like the Lord said, that we will be removed into all nations. We will be led captive into all nations. So that means that everywhere where we've been driven, we're basically exiles. We're exiled from the Holy Land. Okay, you only have a small portion of our people that are of the people that are there. All right, but for the most part, it's filled with heathens and converts. All right, but this is the word for exile, galah. So basically, that term actually means settled in or placed in exile. That's literally what that term means. So those people over there, they would have to be Israelites. And then the apostle, the lesson he did a few weeks back, the lady was she started off the video by saying Sala'ama. I believe that's what she said. Sala'ama, which basically is Shalom in Hebrew. The Bantu language is basically Hebrew. Okay. When they say son in Bantu, it's actually Bina or Bana. They say Bana, we say Bun in the Lashon Kodash. So that's pretty close. That's Hebrew. We say water in Hebrew is mayim, right? Well, they in Bantu it's mai. You can actually research this, man. All right, so it's crystal clear. Now let me show this video real quick that I found, and you can see basically this was a praise dance of Jake in Africa. All right, these are Jakes out there, and they doing like a praise dance, and then you see here, um, I guess this is the name of the song, Tu Batula Matando, which I believe that means thanks or thankful. We say Tawada, they say Matando. Bina, which means son. Beto, Bantu, Israel song. All right, so they're doing a praise dance, and this is basically from Israelites. So these people know that they're Israelites. Hey, those are definitely not Hamites, man. Hamites, they just be jumping up and down and shit with spears in their hands. All right, so these are clearly Jakes, man. All right, the name of the channel, Prophet Mike Hael Masa Bantu Israelites. Okay, so yeah, this is the truth. The Lord, you know, put the spirit on that damn Rabbi Amalekite to tell you what it is. That's the truth. But Vocab, he's still gonna try to persuade you that you're not you're not the people. So the Lord got something special for that guy, man. All right. Look at the comments. comment. Emily Sky. Please add the lyrics. I'm not sure if that is what you included in the comments. The reality of what's happening to the Israelites across the globe is no shorter than an absolute miracle. We are one people, one race, one nation. We must return to Abba Yah. Thank you for the videos. And they, in their language, they refer to the Most High as Yah, which we know his full name is Yahweh. But they even say it. All right. So I mean, it's crystal clear at this point, man. You still want to deny it, and that's because the Lord, He blinded you. He don't want you to get it. All right. Proof is in the pudding. Let me get 2nd Ezra 6. This is a sign that Esau is at the end of his world. We wasn't supposed to wake up. We supposed to be dead. 2nd Ezra 6 and yeah, 2nd Ezra 6 and 28. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared." Truth is undefeated, man. All right. So that's pretty much it. I just want to go into that. And Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. And to the next lesson, Shalom.